You know, it's pretty amazing to think that a text that's over 2,000 years old could hold the key to a problem we all deal with today: performance anxiety. We're going to dive into this powerful idea about how we act, what we want, and most importantly, where we should actually be putting our focus.
Seriously, think about it for a second. Have you ever worked incredibly hard for something? I'm talking a huge presentation at work, a final exam, maybe a personal goal, only to find yourself totally frozen by the fear of failing? It's a weird paradox, isn't it? The more we desperately want something, the more that fear can actually sabotage our chances of getting it.
Well, this exact problem is at the very heart of a teaching from the ancient text, the Bhagavad Gita. And it gives us this powerful and, honestly, kind of counterintuitive solution to unlock our best performance. The line goes, "Your right is to the work alone, never to its fruits." So what on earth does that actually mean for you and me? Let's unpack it.
To really get a feel for this, let me tell you a story about two amazing archers, Satyaka and Jiva. Now, they're both getting ready for the biggest competition of their lives. Their goal is exactly the same, but their mindsets, their entire approach to what they're doing, well, they are worlds apart.
So first up, we have Satyaka, and he is completely attached to the outcome. His mind is just consumed by the future. He's picturing the golden trophy, hearing the roar of the crowd, imagining all the glory. But all this focus on the prize creates this crippling anxiety, and because his mind is lost in what might happen, his hand trembles with what is happening.
But then you've got Jiva, and he is a totally different story. He is in love with the act of archery itself. He's not thinking about some trophy. His entire world is right here, right now. He's feeling the texture of the wood in his hand, the tension of the bowstring as he pulls it back, the steady rhythm of the breath in his lungs. See, for Jiva, the target isn't the prize. Hitting it is just the natural result of doing everything else perfectly in this very moment.
All right, so the big day finally arrives. You can just feel the tension in the air, all those years of practice, all the hopes, all the fears. It's all coming down to these next few moments. And our two archers, with their completely opposite mindsets, are about to face the ultimate test. Satyaka is up first. He walks to the line, bow in hand. The crowd goes dead silent. Every single eye is on him. But you know what? The loudest crowd is the one screaming inside his own head. Just the storm of expectation and fear.
As he looks down the range, he doesn't just see a target. No, for him, that little bullseye is everything. It's his reputation, his future, his entire sense of self-worth. And you can see it. His heart is pounding, his grip is way too tight on the bow, his attachment to the fruit, to the outcome, is totally overwhelming.
He lets the arrow fly. It sails wide, a miss. And here's the absolute key. His obsession with winning created the exact anxiety that made him fail. The fear of missing made him miss.
And now it's Jiva's turn. He steps up, and the whole energy just shifts. There's a calm smile on his face, his posture is serene, he seems totally immune to all the pressure.
He doesn't see a competition. He just sees his task, his duty, his dharma. In this context, that means his purpose, his craft. He's just there to do the one thing he loves, the art of archery. That's it. He draws back the bowstring, his focus is absolute.
He releases. The arrow flies straight and true, a perfect shot, dead center. It's the ultimate proof of the principle. Because he wasn't attached to the outcome, he was totally free to perform the action perfectly.
So this story of Satyaka and Jiva, it's not just a nice little fable. It's actually a powerful demonstration of a deep philosophical secret about how action works. A secret laid out for us right in the Bhagavad Gita.
The verse in Sanskrit is karmanye evadikar aste ma phaleshu kadachana. And what it means is you have a right to your actions, but you never have a right to the fruits of your actions. Now hold on. This doesn't mean don't have goals or just don't care. Not at all. It's actually a strategy for achieving them. It's about realizing that all our anxiety lives in the future. But excellence can only ever happen right here, in the present.
When you truly let go of worrying about the result and pour all of your focus into the action itself, you can reach this state called yoga stha, which means being established in equilibrium. And guess what? Modern psychology has a name for this too. We call it being in the flow state. It's that amazing feeling of being completely immersed in what you're doing. And in that state, you become unstoppable because you're no longer playing to avoid losing, you're just playing.
So, the real million-dollar question is, how do we take this ancient wisdom and actually apply it to our lives today? How does this help you when you're prepping for a job interview, or launching a new project, or even just trying to have a difficult conversation? How do we find that inner Jiva?
Well, the lesson boils down to this really simple idea. In any task you're facing, you need to identify your arrow and your trophy. The trophy, that's the outcome you can't totally control, right? The promotion, the final grade, what other people think. But the arrow is the process you can control. The research you do, the hours you practice, the care you put into your words. The secret is to pour every ounce of your energy into that arrow.
So here it is, a simple, practical framework for you. Step 1, do your duty. That just means figure out what the task is right in front of you. Step 2, give that task your absolute 100% focus. Just immerse yourself in it, like Jiva with his bow. And then step 3, and this is the hardest part, you have to consciously let go of the rest. Trust that if you've done the work, the results will take care of themselves. This isn't being passive, it's actively choosing to surrender your anxiety.
So the next time you feel that pressure building up, that anxiety starting to creep in, I want you to ask yourself a simple question. Am I being Satya right now, trembling because my mind is lost in the future? Or can I choose to be Jiva, calm and powerful, focused only on the arrow in my hand? Because that choice, and all the power that comes with it, is always yours to make.